Hey everyone, Valheim released a new patch over on the public test branch, and it's a big one. As you can see right here, I am wearing a new hat. This is a new fisherman's hat that is coming to Valheim. Check that out, a hat for Master Fisherman. Let me show you what this thing looks like. If I come out here, go over to it, and you can see there it says fishing hat, Vikings want you, fish fear you. Fishing plus 20 and swim plus 20 when you wear this hat. All right, more swimming and more fishing. The hat to have when you're going fishing. And they also added this new hexagonal gate. And you can see right here, it takes 8 Yggdrasil wood, 8 copper, and you need a black forge in order to build it, and probably to repair it as well. Another thing they did was they increased the ballista capacity from 20 to 40. As you can see there, I got 40 in it. And right now you can see, hopefully it says, you can see that it says target Grey Dwarf. So you just equip a trophy in your quick slot up here, and when you click that slot, it'll either switch between targeting everything or targeting that specific target for the trophy you click. So I have a neck trophy and I have a Grey Dwarf trophy, so I can switch between those two. Now it won't shoot both of them, and I'll show you here real quick. So right now it is on target everything. We'll leave it on neck. I will spawn in a Grey Dwarf. You will see that it won't shoot the Grey Dwarf, even though I clicked back and forth between the two. But if I click, boom, there you go. And it was just on neck. So if I spawn in a neck, apparently you can't have multiple targets, and it does not consume the trophy when you activate it. As you can see, it's still in my inventory there in my quick slot. Oh, it missed the neck. There we go. I'll switch it back to target everything. All right, let me show you what these patch notes are. There are quite a few of them. Okay, on the public test branch, they say time for another patch, and it's a chunky one. This patch should fix a lot of the various bugs and issues, and we hope there's something in here for everyone. For example, the Ballista now has 2 modes, one where it'll shoot anything in its range, but a new mode where you set a specific target by presenting it with a trophy. We've also added 2 new items for you. One is a buildable version of the hexagonal gate you've seen in the various Dvergr strongholds in the Mistlands, and the other is a very stylish hat for all you master fishers out there. You may be in Valheim to prove your worth to Odin, but sometimes you simply have to prove your worth. You're worthy of a cool hat as well. Okay, so abbreviated patch notes, hexagonal gate, fishing improvements. Players can now use trophy on ballistas, balancing tweaks Mistlands enemy. Mist torches are no longer a primary target for enemies. And the fixes to Mistlands dungeons and boss room entrances, various other fixes. Okay, we need to get into the detailed notes because that's where they really tell us things. Okay, hexagonal gate, fishing hat. I've showed you that already. Players can use trophy on ballista. Seeker circling tweaks. They should now feel a bit more aggressive again. Seekers were way too easy after that previous patch. Y'all spit attack tweaks. They now shoot 2 projectiles again, but the burst interval is increased. Should now be more visible and somewhat easier to avoid instead. More fire damage, less blunt damage, so get them fire resist potions ready. Added post-queen night spawns of seekers, broods, and ticks in meadows, black forest, mountains, and plains biomes. Oh, I'm guessing that this means no more fuelings at night, and maybe these, or maybe we're going to get both. Oh, could you imagine we have both? Hopefully the queen will deactivate the fuelings at night, And then we're going to see these. That's funny. I'm playing on a server right now with a newer character where I have a lot of veteran players on. And so I'm dealing with feelings at night with just in the Bronze Age. So this will make it even tougher, which I'm up for the challenge. Let's see. We got Mistlands boss now tries to flee if unable to reach the player. Mobs inside Mistland dungeons can now respawn. That I just skimmed over that real quick. Let me just say that again. Mobs inside Mistland's dungeons can respawn. That is absolutely awesome. I wish that mobs would respawn in all dungeons. I wonder if they're going to consider that. And I wonder what the frequency is on this. If you find out, please post it in the comments. Royal jelly piles inside Mistland's dungeons are now respawning, added hanging royal jelly piles as an indicator in big dungeon rooms. Wolves can now eat chicken meat, as they should. Mist torches are no longer a primary target for enemies. Tweaked portal size to Mistland's boss room. Apparently the entrance box was a bit too big and players should no longer be able to mine the top of the entrance and be able to press E to enter through the wall and stones. And a tweaked portal size for the Mistlands dungeon exits for the same thing, basically. Eater regen is no longer affected by swimming or when encumbered. That's good. It should regenerate no matter what. Ymir flesh is now purchasable from Haldor after Elder is dead instead of after bone mass. So that's good. Give you access to more things sooner in the game. Health and resistance tweaks on some Dvergr pieces. Ballista ammo capacity rate from 20 to 40, as I mentioned before. A couple of bug fixes here. Obliterator now converts Mistland's trophies, wood arrows, and bolts properly. Mistland's biome music no longer stops playing if players use the dev command environment clear while being in Mistlands. Carapace bolt collider fix. The offset was a bit off previously when you tried to pick them up. Depth of field fix. Stars in the sky no longer blurry. I don't use that setting because I don't like things being out of focus. Using the console command save will now also save your local character when playing on a multiplayer server. That's good, so you can save the character and not just the world. Cleaned up unused locations and dungeon rooms to lower RAM usage. Fixed a bug where players could craft an infinite amount of raw fish. Hens now lay eggs closer to their bodies. Skeleton spawners can now spawn skeletons again, even if there are summoned friendly skeletons nearby. That's funny. If your summoned skeletons were nearby, then the spawners would consider them skeletons and not spawn in enemy skeletons. Troll Trap and Dvergr stake walls no longer take rain damage. Okay, yeah. They should have been able to figure out technology for that. Periodic lag spike fix. This has been a big one on my server. A lot of people have complained about. Resource unloading will now run while sleeping or pausing AFK for 5 seconds if it hasn't been run for 20 minutes, or when calling GC from console, or if none of those things every 60 minutes. Yeah. Seeker flying sound no longer plays if it dies midair. Marble column build pieces. Tweaked snap points. They were previously not 100% aligned with other build pieces. Yes, they were offset, as Bambi pointed out in our latest podcast, I believe it was, or no, our build competition, our last build competition when we did our tower builds. Additional damage for bolt descriptions are now based on crossbow skill instead of bow skill. Jotunpuff's Mage Cap and a number of other pickables no longer leave invisible dead objects in the world when they are picked, and old dead objects are cleared when loaded in to increase performance and decrease save file size. Pickable Dvergr no longer fall through objects. Okay, and some fishing tweaks. Fishing hat. Fish no longer despawn when far away. Fish found in ice caves now respawn correctly. That's good because it's super rare to find that pool of water in the ice caves. Higher tier fish now give slightly more raw fish, and there's now a small chance for fish to give players some extra materials when they are successfully reeled in. Extra materials. Oh, if you find out what that is, please post in the comments for everyone. Fishing bait is now returned if pulled in without fish or when recasting. Fishing bait recipes now take basic fishing bait instead of previous biome fish. This is huge. Yeah, now you don't have to get one of each fish to make fishing bait. That's really good. Fishing bait recipes and the fishing bait sold from Haldor is now 20 instead of 40. This change was made due to the fishing bait return change mentioned above. Fish will now try to escape when hooked. Fish will wobble and splash in the water when they try to escape, which increases the stamina usage when pulling in. When they are not trying to escape, the stamina usage for pulling in is reduced. Oh, that'll be a fun new mechanic. Tetra can now spawn at higher levels correctly. Tuna now only spawn in the ocean biome. Higher level fish only jump in ocean biome. Slightly increased skill gain when fishing. Looks like they did some network fixes here. Failed to connect messages, playfab, bug with the playfab. Major improvements how the game handles multiplayer sessions when going offline or disconnected, and now tries more often to succeed with creating lobbies relog compared to previously. Add a pop-up message when players are trying to start a server when they're not signed in correctly. Added support for non-crossplay. Added a new server parameter that server owners can use if they want to run multiple dedicated servers using the same MAC address in order to get unique playfab IDs for every server. Improved error handling of privilege manager. New DNS lookup failed message when a server with a URL can't be added to the server list due to DNS lookup failure. Now that'll be good, so you're not just confused by what's going on. At least you get a message. Improve performance and behavior of local server list. Fix 2 soft lock cases that could happen when using playfab. Fix the bug that paused matchmaking timers when the game was paused. Big update. Some miscellaneous things here. Reduce lighting flashes accessibility option added. Reduce flashes for thunder, monster, and player elemental effects, color table, obliterator, and portal for those who would like to reduce those lightning flashes if it bothers you in some way. Raven hints can be toggled in settings and console command removed. Oh, that is awesome. So you don't have to, enable your console, enter it in the command. You can now do it in game. Let's take a quick look at that. If I hit settings, I come over to here, I come over to miscellaneous. There's the reduce flashing lights, and there is enable Raven hints. I'm going to turn that off right away. New console command added. Catch simulates catching a fish. And printnet obj lists number of network objects by name surrounding player. Improvements made for the Manage Saves menu should now be a lot less likely to use, and localization updates. Whew, that was a mouthful. And it looks like I'm all wet. But good thing I got my new fishing hat on. Yay! Oh, yeah, let's clear up this mist here. Should clear up here shortly. Target Grey Dwarf. Target everything. Let's see. I'm in ghost mode. Let me go out of ghost mode. There we go. Oh. Hey. So, pretty cool. I know everybody's wanting that change to the ballistas for a long time. And people on my server have definitely been asking for admins to spawn this gate in for them, but now we don't have to, because now you can craft it. Well, huge update, lots of cool stuff in there, lots of fixes. Iron Gate is hard at work over there, making this game even better. And that is awesome. And lastly, if you love all things Viking, just like I do, you should check out my sponsor, the Grimfrost. They have thousands of modern and historical Viking products. Check out this badass outfit I put together for Halloween and my online streams. You can use my link, jiroctheviking.com/Grimfrost. All right, that's it for now. Have fun out there.